Mark Dalton once wore his police uniform with pride. For nearly a decade, he served his community with integrity, rising through the ranks to become a respected member of the K-9 unit. But none of his achievements meant more to him than the day he was partnered with a German shepherd named Shadow. Shadow wasn't just any dog. He was sharp, obedient, fiercely protective, but also gentle, a rare combination. The moment they met at the training facility, something just clicked. "You see that?" Mark had said to the K-9 trainer, watching Shadow walk toward him calmly, while every other dog barked and lunged. "He's already decided. I'm his person." And from that moment on, they were inseparable. Together, they patrolled neighborhoods, stopped drug busts, and saved lives. During one operation, Mark had been ambushed by a suspect hiding under a stairwell. Shadow had lunged in without hesitation, taking the hit and saving Mark's life. From then on, they were more than partners. They were brothers. Then, everything fell apart. A botched drug investigation spiraled into chaos. Evidence went missing. Fingers were pointed. A shaky witness accused Mark of planting drugs in a suspect's vehicle. Mark denied it, but the department was under pressure. He was suspended, charged, and within weeks, convicted. His badge was taken, his reputation destroyed, and worst of all, they took Shadow away. "They said I wasn't fit to care for him," Mark whispered during his first prison night to a concrete wall that didn't answer back. "But who's gonna love him like I do?" The years crawled by. Mark stayed quiet, kept to himself, and lived for the day someone, anyone, might believe his innocence. And then, someone did. A young journalist named Leah, fresh out of college, had come across his case while researching wrongful convictions. She started digging, uncovered inconsistencies in the evidence chain, and found footage from a nearby traffic cam that contradicted the timeline presented in court. She brought the findings to a defense attorney, and together they fought to reopen the case. And just like that, everything changed. "Mr. Dalton," the prison warden told him one afternoon, "your conviction has been overturned. You'll be released in 72 hours. Mark's knees buckled. But before the moment could settle, he asked one thing, one request. "Before I leave, I just want to see Shadow. One last time." There was a long silence. The warden folded his arms. "That's not up to me." 3 days later, Mark stood outside the facility, the sky brighter than he remembered. Leah met him by the gate. "I pulled a few strings," she said with a smile. "You're seeing Shadow today." His breath caught. He's okay? "He's retired, lives with a foster family. But yeah, he's okay, still healthy, still waits by the door every night like he's waiting for someone." Mark swallowed hard. "He's waiting for me." They drove in silence to a quiet park just outside the city. Mark's heart pounded as they approached a large oak tree. Then he saw him. Shadow. The foster mother, a kind woman named Jeanette, stood with Shadow's leash in hand. The dog's fur had grayed slightly, but his eyes, those golden, searching eyes, were just the same. "Shadow," Mark whispered, tears already blurring his vision. The shepherd froze, sniffed the air, tilted his head. Then he bolted. "Shadow!" Mark dropped to his knees, arms open wide. The dog ran at full speed, barking joyously, his tail a blur. When he reached Mark, he didn't stop. He crashed into him, knocking him back into the grass, licking his face frantically. "Buddy! Buddy! It's me, it's really me!" Mark sobbed, holding him tightly. "I didn't leave you. I didn't want to go." Shadow whimpered, resting his head on Mark's chest, his body trembling with excitement and relief. Jeanette wiped a tear from her cheek. "We didn't know if he'd remember. He's been quiet, ever since he came to us. Slept by the door every night. Mark looked up at her. You took good care of him. Thank you. But I need him. And I think he needs me too. She smiled and nodded. Then he's yours. Leah caught the moment on her phone. Later, it would go viral. But in that moment, none of them cared. In the following weeks, Mark and Shadow moved into a small house in the countryside. It was quiet, peaceful, and perfect for healing. Mark began speaking at events for criminal justice reform, often bringing Shadow on stage. This dog, he'd say, never gave up on me. Not once. Even when the world did. Shadow would sit proudly beside him, wagging his tail, and their story continued to ripple. A former officer and his K-9 partner, torn apart by injustice, reunited by faith, loyalty, and love. Schools invited Mark to speak. Animal shelters shared his story to promote pet adoptions, and a local TV station aired a special called Shadow, the Dog Who Waited. One day, during a school visit, a little girl raised her hand. Mr. Dalton, did Shadow ever forget you? Mark smiled gently, glancing down at his faithful companion. No, he said, because love like this, it doesn't fade. Not with time. Not with distance. Not even with prison walls in between. Shadow barked once, as if in agreement, and every night, before turning in, Mark kneels beside his bed where Shadow sleeps. Good night, partner, he whispers, stroking Shadow's ear. Thank you for waiting for me. And every night, without fail, Shadow lifts his head, rests it on Mark's knee, and lets out a content sigh, because finally, they're home. Animal Moments, where every story reminds us of the power of loyalty, love, and second chances.